Yeah, I'm just going to start it here. Just wanted to say good morning to everyone and welcome to the 2025 Virtual University and Degree Information Fair. All this week, we will be showcasing a variety of Seneca's partners as well as diploma to degree pathways that are available to Seneca graduates. My name is Jennifer Kloosterman, and I am one of the Academic Pathways coordinators here in the Academic Pathways Department. This morning, we are happy to have Kren from York University here for this session to talk about all the different pathways that are available to you at York. After the short presentation, we will have some time for questions. Throughout, if you have anything that you'd like to ask, you can post that into the chat, and we will be going through that as the session goes on. Just want to also remind students that there's a lot of different sessions happening this week, so you can also register for any of the other sessions with partners that you might be interested in. And if there are any sessions that you are not able to attend, all of these sessions are being recorded and will be posted onto our event page, the same page that you used to register for today. So yeah, I will pass it over to Kren. Thanks so much for being with us, and we'll join soon for some questions.
Perfect. Hello, everyone, and good morning. Thank you to the Seneca Pathways team for having me here today to share some more information about how to transfer your Seneca Polytechnic diploma to a degree at York. So as Jennifer mentioned, my name is Kren. My title at York is the Transfer and Mature Recruitment Officer, and my direct email address is krenali@yorku.ca. A really helpful resource to help you navigate the York University website and our transfer resources is our link tree. So you can use the QR box in the middle of the screen, scan that using the camera app on your phone to gain access to a bunch of helpful resources. But again, always feel free to email me directly if you have any questions. I'm going to take you through a bit of information about York University, our campuses and programs, and then how to apply. York, by the numbers, we have over 200 degree programs across 3 campuses and over 50,000 students from over 175 countries. So why do students choose York? Students choose York for the academic experience. At York, you're able to learn from award-winning researchers and professors who are leaders in their field. We also provide our students with a level of career readiness where they're able to prepare for a meaningful career and long-term success with a variety of co-op, internships, and hands-on experiences. And at York, you also become part of a lifelong community where you're able to grow your network and make connections that last way beyond graduation. So just to provide you with some information about our programs and our campuses, the largest campus we have is our Kiel campus, located at Kiel and Steeles in North York. And actually, there's a Seneca at York campus also located at this Kiel campus. So again, Seneca students who do attend Seneca at York are able to experience the larger York University campus almost before transferring and becoming our students. But some of the programs that are popular for transfer students at our Kiel campus are the Bachelor of Social Work, Criminology, the Bachelor of Commerce, which is the business program that you would be transferring into if you prefer to study business. We also have a variety of different engineering degrees. There's computer science, there's a 4-year direct entry nursing program, kinesiology, and also psychology. But again, as I mentioned, we have over 100 programs really at this Kiel campus, but these are some of the more popular transfer options. At our Markham campus, which is a brand new campus that opened last fall, we offer new programs such as computer science for software development. There's digital technologies, creative technologies, first year engineering, tech, and science. We also have commerce, the specific entrepreneurship and innovation stream at the Markham campus, and also a variety of different programs in communication, social media, PR, and sports management. Our founding campus is a smaller campus located in Midtown Toronto at Bayview and Lawrence. All students who attend Glendon are able to study programs such as pre-law, public policy, human rights, business finance, and big data analytics. There's also health and environmental sciences, education, comms, and a first-year exploration course. Now, regardless of which campus you choose to study at, we are a multi-campus community So you're able to basically use our free shuttle services to study at any of the campuses, but you would predominantly belong to one as your main campus. So let's say you are a Kiel student, but you wanted to take a course at either Markham or our Glendon campus, there's a free shuttle that would take you there, which is a way for us to make sure all of our resources across all campuses are available to all of our students. Another thing that's really great about York University is you're really able to do your degree your way. So there's over 50 plus undergraduate certificate programs that you can add on to your degrees. A quick example I'll give is if you're doing the kinesiology bachelor's program, a lot of students choose to add on the athletic therapy certificate. And it's just another way to stand out, especially in this day and age where it is a bit harder to get jobs. You want to do everything you can. And we try to provide students with everything they can do to make sure they are standing out. We also have 80 plus different options for minors. If you want to add a minor, that would happen at the end of your first year. So when you are applying to any programs initially, it's just one program you select. And then we have different opportunities for you to go global. There's international exchanges, and you're also able to then continue on at York with graduate school if you're interested in that, because we do have a variety of different graduate programs stemming from business to education to psychology and really everything in between. So we're going to talk a little bit about the admission requirements. So as a college transfer student from Seneca Polytechnic, we're looking for you to have a minimum cumulative or overall GPA of a 3.0 or a B or a 70%. And not to say you can't transfer before completing your diploma program, but in all honesty, we always encourage all Seneca students to complete their program and their diploma before transferring. This is just going to ensure you're getting the most transfer credits, especially if your program is part of a specific pathway or articulation agreement. And apart from that overall GPA, we also will need you to complete the specific prerequisite courses that are needed for that program of choice. For example, those of you who are interested in joining York for the Bachelor of Commerce program, which again is the business program at York, that specific degree requires the high school course MHF4U, which stands for Advanced Functions. So it's the grade 12 university level math course. Now, students at Seneca who are taking any of the business related programs and in a specific pathway program, as long as you take math for math of business and finance and business statistics, those two courses, so that math for business and finance and business stats is going to act in place of MHF for you. So you would not have to get that high school level requirement as a Seneca Polytechnic student. And again, we always encourage you to connect with your pathway coordinators, whether it's Denise, whether it's Adam, whether it's Jennifer as the outbound coordinator, and find out more information about any specific prerequisites or questions you may have about how to transfer out. They will be able to support you. Now, if you're in a position where you're missing these prerequisites and for whatever reason it's just not part of your Seneca program, and you need to attain them, typically you can complete them online via the ilc.org. So ILC courses are typically $40 per course. The ILC is an online Ministry of Education approved service, which allows you to take the high school credits sort of on your own time. But that's not to say we don't, we don't encourage you to first see your Seneca options. And again, you could do that with connecting with your academic advisors or the pathway coordinators. Now, there's a variety of different pathways that you can look into if you're looking to join us here at York from Seneca. Again, some of the popular programs are accounting and finance diploma or the accounting diploma. Again, typically we're looking for you to have an overall 3.0, and then you will be able to transfer almost close to 2 full years of transfer credits over to York University, which is, in all honesty, that's the most we give any students from any colleges. Seneca is a really strong pathway partner, and we do our best to make sure we are giving their students the most credits we can so that they can shorten their time to attaining a degree here with us. Another option is the LAT transfer, so the Liberal Arts University transfer. Again, graduates with an overall CGPA of at least a 3.0 or a B will be considered for admission for at least 36 transfer credits. if not up to 48. So really you're able to get over a year of transfer credits, up to a year and a half, if you join us here at York for any of our liberal arts programs. So again, these would include programs like the Bachelor of Commerce, programs like criminology, any of the social sciences, anthropology courses, and really any programs within our liberal arts and professional studies faculty at large, which has over 100 programs for you to choose from. Similarly, we have the Arts and Science University transfer. So again, any students completing any of the Arts and Science University transfer diploma programs at Seneca Polytechnic with a minimum GPA of a 3.0 will be eligible again to attain at least 48 up to between 36 and up to 48 transfer credits here at York. And again, as I mentioned, we do our best to give students the opportunity to also see if they can take any additional courses at York while pursuing their diploma, so that when they do transfer over, they will be able to get the full 60 credits or full 2 years of transfer credits. And again, always note that there is some high school level prerequisites that may be required for those of you that are interested in programs like engineering or computer science, or the digital technologies program, cybersecurity. So you want to make sure you're looking up the specific admission requirements. Again, you can connect with myself or your transfer pathway coordinators to see if there's Seneca course equivalents that would act towards those prerequisites. Or alternatively, again, you can always rely on the ILC to be able to get those prerequisites completed. Now, again, the general rule for transfer credit is all students that are transferring to us from the college level are promised at least 1 year of transfer credit, which is about 30 credits. But again, because you are Seneca students, we have specific articulation agreements and pathway programs in place to ensure you're getting at times even double the amount of those credits. So again, make sure, again, you connect with myself or your coordinators to find out exactly how much credits you could be promised here at York. So the next steps to applying, if you're part of any of these specific ASU or LAT programs, typically we encourage you to connect with your program coordinators at Seneca. Different programs have different ways of you applying to the program, where sometimes they're able to do those initial steps of getting in your initial application to York with things happening on Seneca and the coordinator side, and then we would help you follow up with your applications. However, if you're not part of sort of a specific pathway agreement, but you have maybe a previous degree and now you're taking courses at Seneca and you want to apply to York, still always connect with your coordinators at Seneca first. And then if they direct you to us, I can always also help you work through the application and how to apply. Typically, when it comes to how to apply and application deadlines, all students are encouraged to submit their initial application for consideration. And we have 2 upcoming terms that we're considering students for. So we have our May 2025 consideration. The deadline for that is April 1st. So many of you that maybe are graduating in this by the end of April and want to start school right away at the university level, you can apply for May, and we would take whatever transcripts you have so far, and we would see that you would still have marks in progress, but we would be able to make a decision with those in progress marks. And then you would be able to start school in the May term, or alternatively, if you do want to take the summer off, that's completely okay as well. And also some of our programs that are more competitive, things like nursing, social work, etc., are only open for the fall term. So you would apply for September. Again, you can start putting in your applications now, but the deadline for that initial application to the university is by February 1st. And then again, we understand that you're still in school, you are still taking courses. So all of those courses that you're wrapping up, that transcript can be sent to us at the end of that winter term. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's completely okay. And then any supporting documents that you may be required to submit, that can be sent to us at a later time after submitting the initial application. One more thing I would mention as well is for students that are applying to a program and maybe you are maybe a little worried about your overall cumulative GPA. Not to worry, we always recommend students apply. We also have a form on our website called an extenuating circumstances form. So if you feel you are in the situation, you can always email me directly. Once you apply to the university, I will help get you access to that form so you can complete just a short explanation of what you may think have hindered your overall maybe academic GPA and why you believe you can do well at York. So we try and do a more holistic review, just so that all students do have a chance and that we're not just considering marks, but we're considering maybe even considering you submit to us a resume or a personal letter or just that extenuating circumstances form to explain that overall GPA. So again, if you do go through the application process on your own, you are going to receive a 9-digit York reference number. And it's this reference number you would use to log into our MyFile York application portal. And it's in this application that you would track your supporting documents. Again, for the majority of you, that will have support from your coordinators. You don't necessarily need to know all of this information, but I just wanted to provide it in case there's some of you that have already applied this way and you already have access to MyFile. We're not going to request all of this information. I've just included it on this page. Again, for the few of you that may be in a situation where you have a degree from back home, or you've already attended college, university here, maybe this is your second diploma or your second degree that you're pursuing. We always encourage you to submit all transcripts from all post-secondary institutions because it's a way for you to get extra transfer credit. Again, hopefully all of you apply, fingers crossed, you're able to gain admission. This is what a potential offer letter would look like. So at the top, if you're joining us from Seneca Polytechnic, you will be eligible for any automatic entrance scholarships that you're eligible for, and those would be posted at the top of the screen. The second part of your offer letter would potentially just say, now that you've applied to the university with your potential, your first term grades, we just need a final transcript. And that transcript you would request from Seneca be sent directly to York University via MyCreds, or at times, again, your coordinators will do all of that work for you, which is so helpful. So again, you always want to connect with them. Down below, there will be a pre-assessment transfer credit statement. Again, just letting you know the exact amount of transfer credits you can expect to receive in your programs that you've applied to. But then again, if you have questions about that, not to worry, there's a clickable link at the end of your offer letter where you can chat with our Transfer Credit Connect team, and they will let you know exactly how those credits fit into your degree. And then once you accept your offer, you'll meet with an academic advisor who you can sit down with either online or in person, whatever you prefer, and they will show you your degree progress report and how all of your Seneca courses fit into your York degree, exactly how much time you have left to graduate and what courses you should be enrolling in next. So we make sure we do a lot of in-person support as well, so you know what's coming up in your term. We also like to mention, as before I wrap up, that we also have 3-year degree options at York. So if you are transferring from Seneca over to York University and you've attained almost 2 years of transfer credits, typically you can get a bachelor's ordinary degree within just 1 more year of study. But again, for those of you that are interested in perhaps keeping the door open to graduate school and graduate programs, just keep in mind they do require a 4-year degree. So it'll be in and around 2.5 years between you starting at Seneca, transferring to York, and then being able to attain that degree. And other ways we partner in your success is through, again, academic advising and learning skills. We also have a career center, which has its services open for you up to 2 years after you graduate. So if you ever want to brush up on your interview skills, help refresh your resume, they'll be there for you. And then we also have student accessibility services. So any accommodations or anything like that that you would need prior to starting school, you can get in touch with accessibility services, provide them with any documentation they need. So before you start classes, either in May or September, everything is already in place for you to have a successful year. And then there's also free counseling, health and well-being. Please take advantage of these resources. They are free for all students, and it does really impact your academic success in a positive way. Other resources we have are the Atkinson Center for Mature and Part-Time Students. They host a variety of different workshops for transfer students specifically. And then we have Black Excellence at York University. They have a website that's available for you to visit. Information on webinars, workshops, events, peer support, leadership development, and career advising. And then also a Center for Indigenous Student Services. That's my presentation for today. Again, one thing I would suggest, if you want to scan the QR code on the right of the screen, it'll give you access to my direct contact information and just keep you in the loop with any other information that we send you from York University. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kren. That was amazing. Tons of great information there for our students. So if anyone does have any questions, feel free to post those into the chat. And like Kren said, you can get in touch with herself as well as the admissions team at York by either emailing tcc@yorku.ca or directly to Kren at krenali@yorku.ca. Perfect. So I think someone was just asking, I think when you were going over the transfer credits and just generally sort of saying it would take 2 to 2.5 more years to get a 4-year degree, someone was asking if that applies to every advanced diploma at Seneca or specific programs.
So you would get close to 2 full years of transfer credit if you're joining us from one of the LAT programs or ASU. But again, I would always encourage students visit the Seneca Pathways website because it has all of the York programs listed and all of the Seneca potential credit you would get over to York. Seneca's done an amazing job with that website, in all honesty, better than York has done, admittedly. But again, if they always want to know maybe more specifics, please reach out to me. I'm the main resource and the main person that you can seek out information from. And then I will do my best to either connect you with someone at Seneca or someone from our transfer credit team so you can get more specific answers. But again, as I mentioned, typically Seneca is the strongest pathway partner we have. If you're a Seneca student, you're in great hands and you're going to get the most transfer credit transferring over to York. And then again, if you're okay with just graduating with a 3-year ordinary degree, which is totally fine, it's still a bachelor's, it'll still give you a lot of job opportunities. It'll be really not more than maybe a year to 1.5 years to get that degree, or 2 to 2.5 years if you do want the honors degree.
Perfect. So yeah, a member of my team has posted the degree transfer guide info for York. So if you're looking to find out how much transfer credits your Seneca program would be eligible for, it is all outlined on that link there in our degree transfer guide. If a student graduated from Seneca 4 to 5 years ago, would that be a problem?
No, so that's totally fine as well. You will still be eligible for transfer credit. Typically, transfer pathways, at times they may have a timestamp where maybe the programs have changed and things like that. But for the majority of the Seneca pathway programs I've seen in the guide, most of them are up to date. So even if you graduated 5 or so years ago, you should be okay in still getting that transfer credit. And I say this to students also who may be at Seneca and who have already completed maybe a diploma elsewhere or a degree elsewhere, whether domestic or international. Please also submit all of that information and documentation to us in terms of transcripts, because there's additional credit there that would be sitting there that you would be eligible for at York as well. So York does typically its own evaluation. We don't necessarily need things like WES. We may only request WES if you're not able to get and provide us with an official transcript from that previous institution. But otherwise, our transfer credit assessors will also look through those transcripts and then award you with even more credit. So again, please don't sell yourself short. If there's hard work you've put in before Seneca, please also submit that to us.
Kren, is there any pathways from an RPN program at Seneca to an RN degree at York?
Unfortunately not. So we don't have a distinct pathway yet from RPN to RN. We have a 4-year direct entry nursing program that we encourage Seneca students to apply to. And then we also have a second entry nursing program, but that's for students that already have 2 years of undergraduate level experience. So again, for those of you that for whatever reason already have a degree previously, You could consider applying to the second entry program. Just keep in mind there's a lot of specific university level prerequisites that are needed to be considered for that second entry program. You can look those up on the website, or you can reach out to me directly to see if you're eligible. But alternatively, the majority of Seneca students would be applying to the direct entry RN. Nursing is a bit more pickier when it comes to transfer credits. In all honesty, they're probably one of the only programs, nursing and engineering, that are a bit more pickier. But that's not to say you won't be awarded anything. It's just the credits are probably going to be capped at closer to 1 year of transfer credit for those specific two programs.
Yeah, so I think a member of my team will post into the chat the pathway options for our PN, because I believe there is a one with Seneca too. So maybe you want to check that out. Um, Someone is asking if they graduate from creative advertising at Seneca, would they be able to just get into the final year at York?
It would depend what program they're applying for. If they're applying to, I think, communications and PR, it's rare that we could give more than 2.5 or 2 years of transfer credit, basically because the levels of education are considered different. Although we know college programs are very rigorous, there are a lot of hard work, there's a lot of similar course content that's given just on a sort of official level, it's still not recognized that way, unfortunately. And so for that reason, we can only award so much credit. But again, typically, getting close to 2 years of transfer credit for a 2 or 3 year diploma is really great. And as you do your research, you'll also be able to see that. And then again, you can talk to academic advisors and see if you have the option of doing the 3 year as opposed to the 4 year, if your goal is sort of to graduate as fast as possible.
Another question just came through, and we do get this question a lot. How are the courses delivered? They're asking specifically for the Bachelor of Commerce, but if you could speak to that generally too.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, for all of our programs, York does not yet have degrees that are completely online. So the majority of them are hybrid or in person. So you will be required to come onto campus. Again, regardless of what campus you would like to take courses at, there is a free shuttle, and our campuses are very accessible. But just come with the expectation that regardless if you're taking full or part-time studies, the majority of courses are probably going to be in person.
Um, we have a couple students asking about doing a Bachelor of Science. We don't have specific pathways from computer programming and analysis, but if you could speak to those, that would be great.
Yeah, so there's a lot of students that are pursuing like engineering technician or any sort of science or computer science or cybersecurity related diplomas at Seneca and other colleges, and are interested in joining us here at York for programs like engineering or a Bachelor of Science in Comp Sci, computer security. And again, it's not to say that you're not eligible for transfer credit. You are. It's just with those programs, they are a bit more pickier. So you do want to make sure you have all of the prerequisites that they're requiring, whether there's the Seneca course equivalents or the ILC equivalents. They're really, really picky about that. And then on top of that, in terms of transfer credits, typically you can expect to receive at least a year of credits because a year of credits really does knock off all your electives, all your general education courses. So you can ensure the next few years of your studies at York are just going to be focused on those core courses in the program specifically. So again, it still helps to have done a diploma. It knocks off all those extra courses that you won't have to worry about once you reach university.
Is it possible to finish bachelor's degrees at York part-time?
Definitely. So the majority of our programs, if not all of them, are available on a part-time basis as well. Basically, that just means you're taking a few less courses per term. And then for those of you that may seem like you kind of want to speed things up, we also have the summer terms, right? So we have courses available for study September all throughout July. So if you wanted to take courses in April, if you wanted to take courses in June, you're able to do that to sort of either ease up your load during the full actual course year, or just take extra courses if you're looking to graduate earlier.
And can you speak to any English language requirements?
Yeah, definitely. So all Seneca graduates, as long as you're a full-time student and you studied a 2-year diploma, you would be exempt from needing an English language test. However, if you decide to transfer to York at an earlier time prior to completing a full diploma, so let's say a year in, you decide you want to go to university. If you do not have previous studies in an English medium school, you would be required to complete an English language test, whether it's IELTS, Duolingo, or TOEFL. We typically recommend Duolingo. It's the most cost effective and the quickest. But again, it's really up to you. If you are sort of wondering if you would need to complete a test because of your previous studies, again, never hesitate to just email me directly and I can be able to clarify that for you.
Thank you so much, Kren. So I think that is all the time we have. We've already gone a few minutes over. So thank you so much, Kren, for joining us today and taking the time to be here and answer all of these questions for our students. For anyone that has more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Kren directly or to any of us in the Academic Pathways Department. Our email address, as well as our appointment booking link, will be posted in the chat. So if you have any further questions about York or any other institution or about any pathways, you can book a virtual appointment with a member of our team and we'll definitely assist you. So thanks everyone for joining us today. And thank you again to Kren. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.